Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is B and you're part of Bea-Keeper of Plants. If you're new here, welcome, and for all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Well, we're outside in my back today and you're going to hear perhaps some birds chirping, you're going to hear kids playing, and you may even hear the train pass by, which it has just passed by. But what I want to do with you guys today, I went to Lowe's and I just could not resist buying an Amaryllis. I couldn't resist buying an Amaryllis, and today is just too pretty to not be outside with your plants. So what we're going to do today is repot this Amaryllis, but we're going to have to take my Impatiens out of this pot. So let's get started. I have a couple of things that we're going to be using today. I have some decorative rocks, so we're going to be using that. And I also have some small decorative items that we can also add to our pot. But first things first, let's go on and take the Impatien out of its pot. Let's look at it. This is the pot that it's in, and this is how it looks. I have already filmed this Impatien and it was a lot healthier than it is currently. So this is what we're going to do. Take it out the pot like so. And let's see what we have. I'm not going to throw it away because all of these growth points here are going to be cut back. I'm just going to cut it back like so, and then we're going to put it in to a new pot. So it's going to be a starter pot that it will go into. So that's what we're going to do with this Impatien. We're just going to cut it all back like so. So now we're just left with a ball of roots. That's all we're left with, a ball of roots. I hope you can see that. Okay, and so we're going to take it and we're going to put it inside this pot, which it will live until spring. Sounds good? Let's get it started. So I'm going to just put it inside and feel around it is what I'm going to do. I'm going to feel around it as usual and let it sit until spring. Now it's going to sit in the plant room, right? So more than likely it's going to begin to leaf out, which is great, okay? Which is great because it's not going to be outside. As you know, Impatiens don't grow outside, especially during winter, and you know where I live, So we're just going to feel around it just like so. Tap it in like so. And I'm going to even cut it down a little further. I'm going to cut it all the way down, guys. I'm not going to water it until it calluses over. Cut it all the way down because we don't want a fungus to set in. And basically, we're left with a bald Impatien plant is what we're left with. That's what we're left with. That is perfectly okay. So let's get to my Amaryllis. I'm going to sit that aside. Let's get to the Amaryllis. This is a red Amaryllis. I got it for $7.98 at Lowe's today. And like I said, it's just too pretty not to be outside doing something with plants. So let's take it out and see what we have. Okay, This is a beautiful, beautiful amaryllis. Look at the roots. Beautiful, excellent root system. And if you can see, it has 3 leaves that are leafing out. So it's ready to be planted for sure. Now, you see all of this right here? Okay, I'm just gonna take it off gently. I'm not gonna try to force anything off. If it's ready to come off like this one was, just go on and take it off. Like so. Okay, and that's the only 2 that were able to be taken off. So let's prepare our pot. Okay, I got this pot here because amaryllis, they will not only double in size, but these roots need room to spread, okay? You also will get a pup. That's what I mean when I say double in size. You will definitely get a pup, okay? So go on, put it in a pot large enough so it can spread its roots, and also it will get a pup. So this pot here is perfect for it. So let's look at the soil that's already in here. It's already deep enough, right? I don't think I have to dig a deeper hole for it. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I think what I'm gonna do is use my clay pot instead. I think I'm gonna use my clay pot instead. So let me get it. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. The reason why I'm going to use the clay pot instead is because it's longer, right? And the roots not only can spread, but they can go down. So we're going to use this, and it just makes more sense, okay, for the time being. So we're going to use the clay pot instead. So let's go on and fill the bottom of this clay pot. Also, watering is a cinch with this amaryllis and this clay pot. It's a great pairing for an amaryllis because we don't want to over water our amaryllis. Okay? Before I continue, I'm going to go on and feed it with osmocote. So I'm going to go on and put some of this inside of the pot. Yeah, what are you guys doing today? And have you repotted anything today? And do you like amaryllis? I think amaryllis are beautiful. I love the bulbs. And to me, it's a plant that just keeps on giving. Yes, it is. As long as you don't cut the leaves so that the leaves will continue to feed the bulb. Never cut the leaves off. Even after the bloom has finished blooming, don't cut it off. Because the leaves are what feed the bulb. Once the leaves are yellowed, then you can go on and cut them off. But before then, don't do it. So I'm just making sure I have enough soil near the top for our bug. Okay? And I do. So, watch what I do. I'm going to gently turn the bulb so that it can go down into the soil. I'm also using my hand so that the soil will go up against the roots. Now I'm going to backfill it. This is when I backfill. They also had paper whites. Do any of you grow paper whites? I love paper whites. I love paper whites. Any of you grow them? I have tried growing them in Texas. I think what I'm gonna do is when I go back is get a bag of paper whites, because I think they'll do better here because it's cooler. They don't like the warmth of Texas. It's too warm in Texas for certain bulbs and whatnot. Okay, so we have her. Make sure she's centered because we want her to be beautiful. Okay, and you never put the soil all the way around the bulb, only making sure it's touching the roots, okay, but never on top of the bulb itself. So you don't necessarily have to bury the bulb all the way. I'm going to put a little more soil around our bulb, gently, not to bury it where the soil actually touches the rim of where our leaves are leafing out. So making sure of that. Okay, so we have that. It's looking good. It's really pretty. I'm going to take this down. Let me show you what I'm left with. This is what we're left with. It looks great. Now, I am going to fill the top with some gravel. This is colorful gravel, so I'm going to just fill the top with decorative gravel. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Also, this works as a water mechanism, whereas you won't tend to water too much as well. Once you see that the gravel is wet, you'll know to stop. It's not hard to tell when gravel gets wet or decorative rock is wet. Okay, so we have that. Okay, add a little more decorative rock. Yeah, I mean, it is adorable. Lifting you so you can kind of see what I see on the top. Can you see that pretty good? Alrighty. The next thing I'm going to add is one of the small pieces of decorative mini gnome decorations. So here's a path. We're going to put a path in. Got to make sure you situate it. So put a path in for her. Let's see. I may have to move it over just a little bit. Yeah. I may not be able to get the path in because I think it's not quite an S shape. So I'm not going to be able to get the path in, but I got other things I can put in there. So let's see what else we can put in. I have a cute table. I can put that in. And I have a bench. So I'm going to put those two things side by side. And put the bench on one side and this one near it. Yeah. Okay, so it turned out to be cute. Let me show you what the final product looked like. Let me show you what the final product looked like. So let's take a peek together. Okay, this is our final product here. our Amaryllis all potted up. So guys, I hope you enjoyed me potting up the Amaryllis. If you like to see more outdoor potting before it actually gets too cold, let me know in the comments and I'll do another video with us being outdoors. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.